I have been sailing Indian Arm for several years, and I've always enjoyed camping along its length. It stretches 20 kilometers from Burrard Inlet and is a narrow saltwater fjord guarded by steep dark mountains and sheer granite cliffs. It has long been an area of great significance to the Tsleil-Waututh people, who call it Tsleil-Waututh, which means people of the inlet. It has been for time immemorial their traditional hunting and fishing grounds, and on the granite cliffs along its length can be found their fading ochre pictographs. The park in the area was recently renamed Nuth, which means Serpent's Land. There is much to see along its length, and all of it quite magical, with Granite Falls at the Arm's northern end, arguably the crowning jewel. For my trip, I had an indefinite destination. I would head almost to the end of the Arm and make my choice between Granite Falls and Berg's Landing, depending on what I would find when I arrive. Leaving from just north of Deep Cove, I would sail northeast, making my way past Raccoon and Twin Islands, continuing on past Thwaites Landing to the west and Bunsen Bay to the east, and then turn north through the Narrows past Best Point, crossing the Big Basin, and eventually running down the east side of Croker Island to Granite Falls. Granite Falls is one of two provincial campsites at the north end of Indian Arm, with the other being Berg's Landing on the west side of the Arm, near the south end of Croker Island.
I hate those boats. They make big wakes, actually. And then I get wet. And my stuff gets wet. But look at the interesting power station. And then there's even another one here. They were clever enough to design them that look like old chateaus. So they don't look totally horrible. So that dock over there and that point is called Best Point. Just a little past there is my halfway point of my trip. Often it gets really windy there because there's the Narrows. This is why I don't like those boats. Because I end up surfing down that huge waves. Holy crap, like tidal wave. The wind is freshened a little bit. And we're pretty well at the halfway point. Let's check. I don't have a GPS anymore, so I use this thing which claims that we're going 5 knots, 4.9, 4.2, 4.3. I'm a little bit unsure of its accuracy, but I think 4 plus knots is pretty good. If we can hold like this, we'll make really good time. Those are cormorants and seagulls. Hello. Meow. Don't worry. Just a sailboat. What are those birds? Are those baby seagulls? Wow. Mountains are very dramatic and beautiful. And there's where we came from. You can see Best Point. You can see Twin Islands, actually. That little puffball right in the middle. That's Croker Island, that lump in the middle. And the green spot to the left is Berg's Landing. We're going to go around Croker Island to Granite Falls. And then we'll either stay there or come back and camp at Berg's Landing. southernmost tip of Crocker Island. You can see Berg's Landing all green and deciduous in the background. And we're heading directly towards Granite Falls, probably about a nautical mile away. Got a bit of a breeze here. Just a gust, I think. It's giving us a nice push. That spit of land dead ahead is a little peninsula campsite at Granite Falls. There used to be a light there, but it fell into the water. And it's just about high tide. The tide is just probably changing. We're going to sail around that little spit and in the lee of it. And then we'll see the falls. And we'll anchor there. Maybe I'll splash my face in the water and have a look around. Hear the roar of the falls now.
As I approach the peninsula, I decide to drop sail and pull up on the rocky beach and have a look around the campsite. After having a brief look at the campsite, I decide to get the anchor ready and row around to the other side, anchor, look at the falls, and explore the whole area.
Ye gods, I'm dying. Who put this fence here? The falls are going pretty good because this is spring. Well, I made it across the creek. The Bernie Gimbal 2000. There's a lovely little boat over there. Not nearly as romantic and beautiful as the old light. Doesn't look like it's going to last very long either, the way this bit of ground is here. Oh, look at that cute boat anchored in the distance over there. Oh no, and I have to cross the creek again to get to my boat. Yes, the waterfall is in full spate. I managed to cross getting here, so I'm hoping I can do the same thing to get back. I'm not going to film this because I would like all my wits about me. Huzzah, I am still alive. But there are some young men climbing up the rocks there. Oh, can't see them anymore. After having rowed around the point to anchor and look at the falls, I made the decision to row across the arm and up the west side of Croker Island to an anchorage at Berg's Landing, where I could moor fore and aft and spend a relatively peaceful night, free of the roar of the falls and the wakes of the passing tugs. I've heard this called Wolf Pass. It's the channel up the west side of Croker Island, which is will lead me to my little anchorage at Berg's Landing. Here's my harbor. Special, we'll call it Bernie Bay. Here we are, safe in Bernie Bay. Let's go over here and we touch a little tree.
I've used this anchorage a few times. It's a little nook that might have been a landing point for logging or mining boats in the past. It has a hardy wind-blown apple tree I can tie up to and run a stern line to the forest behind me. It dries out a little on lower tides, but if I pick my spot well, I avoid the rocks and logs. I have seen wildlife here many times: deer, a large black bear last time, and one time some deer swimming across to Croker Island, which is something I've never seen before. It has a beautiful and sometimes somber serenity.
Aha. Useful. And the stove. Okay. We'll have some decaf tea. This is a happy pea bucket. Pea bucket. This is my homemade bread.
Usually when I'm camping by myself in the warmer months, I prefer to make cold meals and accompany them with hot drinks, if it's a cool evening.
Very good. Remake sandwich. Oh. I put sugar in. Sometimes when I'm camping, I prefer hot sweet tea. Oh, damn, milk everywhere. Somehow it's reassuring. I like milky tea too. Yay!
I think I'm pretty well high and dry. I have two fenders. Oh, look how shallow it is. I have two fenders underneath me, keeping me upright. In the morning, as it was a flat calm, I decided to have a look around the area.
I think the EP Terry looks much better with kind of a Central American look. Takes the edge off it a little bit.